Alright guys, so here's an update on the channel Motivation Fire Motivation. Alright, so currently the team is working on with some guest speakers. So currently we're working on the content. We're getting some guest speakers to come out to help us create some content, to educate you guys, to film content, to really show you what's possible in this world and try to motivate people, right? The aim and the goal with Fire Motivation and the channel is we want to educate you, we want to motivate you, and hopefully we want to entertain you, right? That's the mission statement of Fire Motivation. And so it's going to take time, it's going to take effort for us to get the content out for you guys, to help you guys out, to educate you guys, but be patient. Things are paying off soon. But yeah, so just an update for everyone that the content soon will be released. One thing to note though, is that I wanted to go ahead on here and real quick, and sorry there's a lot of background noise, like literally they're doing construction right now. It's so bad. But I wanted to go on here and I wanted to talk about some key principles that I've learned in my life that's honestly helped me a ton with the business and getting momentum. The first key principle I want to talk about is number one, consistency. All right. Everyone says this. I know that's probably cheesy, but let's be real, guys. If we know the information but we're not willing to take action, either A, we're lazy, or B, we just need someone to say it differently. So the first thing is consistency. For me, I've learned that if you consistently show up every day, most likely you're gonna gain a level of success. No matter what you do, you have to show up consistently at it. I think that's my number one key principle. Because based on my life experience and what I've learned, I had to show up every day for me to get where I wanted to be. There was no other way I could be where I am today without it. And so I would say you need to show up every day. And that's like the number one priority. I think too many people don't show up every day when they're trying to work towards their goals, their mission, whatever it is. And so if you truly want a level of success, you're gonna have to show up to be able to pay for that. Be able to have the life that you dream about. Let me show you something really cool. All right, so out here, Miami. Okay, let me show you. So out here, you see all this? You see those buildings? All right. Now let me tell you this. You see the building over here? Let me show this. All right, so they're working on this building right next to me. They're working on this one building. Okay. Do you know what the top penthouse goes for? Top penthouse. The penthouse comes with the full floor. The high rise, you get the full floor, right, of this penthouse. And then you also get, a butler. Crazy. You get I don't know why, but you get a butler. You get your own pool, everything. In Miami, in a high rise, the penthouse, right? This is the penthouse. Guess how much the penthouse is? The penthouse is $3 million. Now, most people will hear that number, $3 million, and they'll be like, dang, that's a lot of money. Yeah, obviously it's a lot of money. But this is what I want to teach you guys about mindset and consistency. Okay, I have a lot of friends, when I tell them the price of that penthouse, they know it's a lot of money, but relative to what they're making, relative to how much they have in the bank, they're like, oh, I can afford that. I'm like, you can afford a $3 million penthouse? Yeah, and they show me they can afford it. And I'm like, man, like that changes your perspective on life. You realize that there's a lot of people out here that can afford things like that, and you don't realize it. Why? Because you're not consistently showing up in the right rooms. Get into a room with people who's successful, with people who actually knows more than you. Try to get into that room, and immediately your mind will shift on what's possible and how much money and wealth is out there for you to accumulate one day. Today, as a kid, I would look at $3 million, and obviously like everyone else, I'd be like, that's a big number. I'll probably never be able to get a $3 million penthouse, right? Today, I'm at a point where I'm like, now I'm in those rooms with other successful people, I'm at a point where I'm like, man, if my buddy Fred over here was able to do it, I can do it. Like, if all my buddies are able to do this, like, what am I talking about? I'm in the rooms with people that I know for a fact can do this. I can do it one day. And so it changes your whole perspective on what's possible to achieve. And so, sure enough, over time, you end up achieving it. And so that's what I wanted to try to educate you about is realize it's all about consistency and getting in the right room.